Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've been hoping for a new live-action Ninja Turtles movie ever since that monstrosity. And now we have one. Michael Bay produced? Yeah, well, yeah, it is, but it's a Ninja Turtles movie, so we'll check it out. Flying saucer food delight. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has a long history of being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this movie has a long history of being made. It was gonna get made, then it wasn't gonna get made, then Michael Bay was like, they're aliens, now they're not aliens, and now the movie's made. And it's a pretty simple premise. 4 turtles were raised by a rat, they learned ninjutsu, now they're gonna take on the evil Shredder and the Foot Clan. Because those bad guys are gonna be really bad in this movie because they watched the end of The Amazing Spider-Man. They're like, we can do that, but in the daytime. Really funny about this movie, right off the bat, I'm gonna clear this up. William Fichtner, this dude, said, oh, I get to play Shredder in the new Ninja Turtles movie, so that's interesting. And everyone, including myself, we were like, what? And I'm telling you, he does not play Shredder. Shredder is another dude entirely. And I thought they were gonna do some weird thing, like, you know, Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the G.I. Joe movie, where he's like, oh, I'm the doctor, I'm just a doctor. And then in the end, he's like, I'm Cobra Commander. Spoiler alert for G.I. Joe, if you give a shit. So I thought in this one, William Fichtner was gonna be like, oh, there was another Shredder, but now I am the Shredder. No, he's just a scientist guy who's not Baxter Stockman when you actually have Baxter Stockman in Ninja Turtles lore who's a scientist that you can pull from. No, he's this other guy named Eric Sachs. Why? Who knows, but he's in there. Let's just break down the entire movie for you right here. First of all, the Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles, the 4, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, they were actually cool. They were awesome. They were the thing in the movie that worked for me. Michelangelo is the best turtle of them all, which is fine because Michelangelo and Raphael were always my favorite too. And it so happens Michelangelo and Raphael are the 2 best in this movie, so that works for me. Seriously though, they did embody the Ninja Turtles very well. You see their personalities shine through and you're like, awesome. Sometimes it feels like this movie's relying on you to know Ninja Turtles lore, like Raphael. There's this time where he's talking about all these times he gave them a hard time and all these times he was really a dick. But you think back in the movie and you're like, nah, there's just a couple times. I haven't seen it a lot. And you feel like the movie's just relying on the fact that it's like, well, it's Ninja Turtles. You all know that Raphael's a dick, right? And he likes to be alone, right? You know that? Alright. But some people might not, so that whole monologue's just kind of out the window. One thing I can say about this movie is everything is bigger, sure. Does bigger make better? No. To be honest with you, a few foot soldiers going into the subway to confront April O'Neil and then they knock her out and Raphael comes out and just whips shit out of all of them is more interesting to me than all the automatic wielding huge special op foot soldiers putting C4 on the walls to blow the shit out of the subway that money can buy. I don't want to compare this Ninja Turtles movie to the last Ninja Turtles movie, or at least the first of the last wave of Ninja Turtles movies. That movie's actually still good now. I've watched that recently and I'm like, yep, it's good. It has a theme of family in it. It has a good villain. Things work. This movie is just kind of things are in it. Like, I didn't get the feeling that these people were a family until later on in the movie. Honestly, when Splinter comes out, I was like, Splinter's a dick. Then you end up liking Splinter, but at first he didn't seem like this really wise ninja that had all the answers. He just seemed like this guy who was gonna chastise his kids if they did wrong. I don't like the Splinter that chastises like, oh, stand on your hands for 17 hours now. You'll learn your lesson, douche. Nah, put your hand on Raphael's head and be like, I've tried to channel your anger, but more remains and it's gonna kill you. And Raphael's crying. You're like, oh shit. Yeah, that was in that Ninja Turtles movie and it was good. You can't help but compare like content to like content. You have so many Ninja Turtles variations out there, you can't help but pick the good ones and be like, hey, that's what that could be. I'm a big villain guy. I love a good villain. Which means when you don't have a good villain in the movie, immediately I check out. Case in point, Shredder in this movie. He's just a big dude in a big dumb robot asshole costume and no one cares about him. Seriously, he had the personality of Razar from Secret of the Ooze. I felt like he was the big guy that the Turtles would fight, and when they take that big idiot down, then they'll actually fight the villain. But no, that never happened. Just Shredder was just a big dude who kicked the shit out of him a lot. Which Shredder should be able to do because Shredder's better than everybody. Which I understand why they had to give Shredder a big stupid robot costume to fight the Ninja Turtles because the Ninja Turtles are like 8 feet tall in this movie. So at that point, you have to make Shredder huge and so he can take on the Turtles because the Turtles hit someone, they go flying against the wall, they are out. So right, you have to make Shredder huge so everything is huge and everything is big and it just doesn't have the personality. It's not a good villain. It's like, all right, well, if you make Shredder small, what do you have to do? Like, we have to make the Ninja Turtles smaller. All right, we'll do that. And I'm not just saying that because I really like Shredder. Like, Shredder's one of the best villains ever because Shredder's awesome because I like Ninja Turtles lore and I like Shredder. I'm saying Shredder wasn't a good villain because Shredder had no personality in this movie. There's even one part where Shredder's like, tonight I dine on turtle soup. I was like, that should have worked for me. And it didn't. Megan Fox's April O'Neil, I mean, she was about as functional as I thought she would be. You have Maxim magazine beat-off material posing as April O'Neil in this movie, and she's about that efficient. Yeah, she actually does some stuff for the Turtles, but this movie concentrates on her job and then her and Will Arnett. Ugh. The movie did have some exciting scenes in it. The scene I thought would be the shittiest scene in the movie, the scene where it looks like they're on the Swiss Alps. I was like, why are they on the Swiss Alps? They're going down this mountain, there's a huge avalanche, it's a big action scene, what can I say? That was actually the coolest action scene in the movie. That was actually pretty exciting. Then the end of this movie, I swear to God, I said it before, I will say it now. The end of this movie is the end to the Amazing Spider-Man, right down to the big antenna on the building that falls, and you see it in the trailer like you saw it in the trailer to the Amazing Spider-Man. You have to think someone out there is gonna get sued. In the end, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, kids will have fun with the movie, sure, but if you require a good villain, good characterization, good supporting characters, no, not this movie. The 4 Ninja Turtles worked. I thought they were the best part of the movie. In the end, doesn't change the fact that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be a lot better if you're drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. I'm gonna play Turtles in Time. It's the best hack and slash game ever. To be honest with you guys, I am reading the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book run right now, and it's actually really good, no lie. It's the right amount of fan service meets the right amount of updating the story for, you know, modern times and shit. So of all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what's the one you identify with the most? In reality, it's probably gonna be a mix of 2 Ninja Turtles. What 2 Ninja Turtles make you? Whoever they are, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.